record. There we go. Okay. So let's see here. So good morning. Welcome today. And you are all muted, but if you find you have a question or need some help with a pose, feel free to unmute yourself and let me know. So, you know, it's all in this kind of crazy time, trying to find our ground, trying to be, you know, the best selves we can be. And, you know, it's kind of crazy to know what expectations we should have for ourselves because we've never been through this. And a friend posted a quote from Mother Teresa, who I think just everybody can resonate because she was just so fantastic. But it brought to mind, you know, at this time we're going through, sometimes people, you know, are trying to act their best self, but yet sometimes people aren't. And out of fear, frustration, being scared. And so I just thought this was perfect. And I'm going to read it today before we start class. It says, people are often unreasonable and selfish. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of alternative motives. Be kind anyway. If you find happiness, people may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today may be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best that you have, and it may never be enough, but give the best anyway. For you see, in the end, it is between you and God, or your higher power, whatever you believe in. It's my part. It was never between you and them. And so I think it's so important to remind ourselves that, you know, we all have times where we're not our best self, but if we're all trying to be our best, then it just makes the world a brighter place, shines a little brighter. So take a moment on your mat, close your eyes, take a few deep grounding breaths. Let yourself settle in and soften. Let your forehead relax and your brow. Let your jaw relax, maybe your lips part a little and your shoulders roll down your back. Take a nice big inhale and just release any of the things you've been holding on to, any tensions, and just try to relax them and release them. Let yourself be present on your mat. Let your sit bones get heavy. Relax your belly and soften, and your legs. And come to bringing your attention to your heart center. Imagining that little inner flame. And with each inhale, you're fueling that flame, shining it a little brighter. Bringing out your best, bringing out your inner goodness. Brightening your light for those around you. And although we are not close to anyone because of social distancing and isolation, you're still in contact with people in different ways. And it may be through your voice, kind words that you say over the phone or through a Zoom meeting, or for those of you who are needing to go out into the world to help others. Allow your light to shine a little brighter today. Bring your hands to your heart center. And I invite you to chant the sound of Om with me 3 times to start our practice. Om is the universal vibration of the divinity within all, and you may either chant along or you may just listen. It may feel a little awkward in your home, or maybe there's no one there and you can just feel free to let it out. So take a full exhale and a deep, joyful inhale. And then release your hands and come over onto your hands and knees into a tabletop position. So have the creases of your wrists facing forward, your hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And first, just lengthen the spine on the inhale. On the exhale, gently tuck the chin into the chest, round the belly, draw the navel up to the spine. And on the inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin, roll the shoulders down your back. And flow at your own pace, exhaling, tucking in, grounding your hands and your shins and the tops of your feet into the floor, drawing the navel into the spine. And then when you're ready for that inhale, let it roll forward. And as you start your practice this morning, just kind of take a little inventory, maybe, so to speak, of how your body's doing right now and how your mind's doing as you're just kind of connecting into your body. We've been a lot in our heads lately with everything going on, so it's nice to just take the time and kind of feel how things are feeling physically. And feel free to bend the elbows too, if that helps on the inhale, so that you can arch a little more, maybe lift the chin a little more. Just kind of flowing through it. And then come to a neutral spine. And take your right arm, inhale, draw the arm up overhead. And then exhale, tuck it under the shoulder, but keep it off the floor. Draw the belly in. Inhale, reach the arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, tuck it in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tuck it under. And this time, let your shoulder come down to the floor. Your palm of the right hand is facing up to the ceiling. You can take your left hand and you can tent those fingers maybe to help support the neck. It might feel good to stretch out that left arm long in front of you on your mat. You can take a few nice deep breaths here gently in the twist. And then on the next inhale, if your arm is outstretched, bring it back under the shoulder, and exhale, push back up out of the twist, coming into your tabletop again. And just pause for a moment here. Notice the difference maybe between the left and right side of your ribcage. And then inhale, take the left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, tuck it under, reach it long under that right shoulder. Inhale, reach the arm up. Exhale, tuck it under. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tuck under. One more time. Inhale, reach high, nice big breath. Exhale, tuck it under. Bring the left shoulder down onto the mat. Your palm is facing up. Again, you can take the fingers of the right hand and tent them. Gently tone the belly, protecting the low back in the twist. And you can either keep the hand here under the shoulder, or maybe it feels good to stretch it out. You decide what your neck is happy with here. Take a few big breaths into the back body. And then bring the hand back under the shoulder, and then exhale, push up out of the twist. Come back into your tabletop. And then inhale, lengthen the spine here. On your exhale, kind of draw your right hip and right shoulder towards each other. And then inhale, come back through center. And then exhale, bring the left hip and shoulder towards each other. So you're trying to keep your spine on the same plane. Inhale through center. Exhale, squeeze the right hip and shoulder. You're kind of looking over that right shoulder a little bit. Inhale through center. Exhale, squeeze the left side. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, come to center, and exhale, push back into child's pose. Ground your hands down, pushing them into the floor, pushing the hips into the floor. And then as your inhales are ready to come, float back up to your table and lengthen your spine. Nice full breath, maybe a pause at the top of the breath. And then exhale, push back into your child's pose. Ground down the heels, let the head come towards the floor. Pause at the bottom of the exhale, and then float between those two poses, just connecting your movement to your breath and taking a moment at the top and the bottom of the breath for just some stillness. And float through that one more cycle. And then on your next exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips high, come into your first downward dog, rounding the shoulders, drawing them down the back. And when you're ready for your inhale, come back to your tabletop position. Lengthen the spine, toning the belly. And then exhaling back up to your downward dog. And again, feel free to pause at the bottom and the top of the breath before you move into the next pose. And go at your own pace. You may want to take it nice and slow. You may feel your breath wants to come a little quicker. You decide. And cycle through one more time. And end in your tabletop. Come up onto sitting on your heels if you can. If that's uncomfortable, you could just be in a kneeling position. And clasp your hands behind your back. Draw the belly in, lengthen the tailbone, roll the shoulders down your back, lift your gaze. Take a nice big deep breath into that heart center and imagine fueling that inner flame, fueling that light. And on your exhales, allowing that light to shine out brighter to those around you. Release your hands, come back into your tabletop position, and then tuck your toes, lift your hips high, come into your downward dog. Look forward to your hands and walk your feet forward. Ground down your feet and inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale to heart center. Take a look down at your feet, have your feet hip distance apart and parallel. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend into the knees, bring the arms down to your sides, keep the knees right over the feet, draw the belly in, inhale up. Exhale down. So you're sitting back on the heels. You're keeping the knees behind the toes. You're feeling more of the weight into the heels, but your toes are grounded on the floor. And then come down here, hold, bring your hands to heart center, draw the belly and lengthen through the tailbone. Breathing here, feeling your strength in your legs. Raise your cheekbones and smile. You're taking the time to take care of yourself this morning. And then inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Feel free to have a bend in the knees as you come forward. Inhale up to a flat back, lengthen here. Exhale, fold forward. As you're folding here, take a nice big breath into the back body. See if you can feel it expand right through the shoulder blades, kidneys, all into the pelvis. And a big exhale, allow the spine to lengthen a little. Imagine releasing any tensions that you're holding right now. And then ground down the feet. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Exhale, open up your right hand to the right. Look over the right shoulder. Draw in the right side body. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, open up to the left. You're reaching back with the left hand, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open up to the right. Draw that right side of the ribcage in. Inhale up. Exhale, open up to the left. Draw the left side in. Inhale up. Exhale, open up to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, open up to the left. Inhale, arms up overhead. Roll the shoulders down your back. Come up onto your toes. Find your balance here. And then lower the heels. And on your exhale, just let yourself come forward. Let your belly come towards your thighs. Inhale up. Exhale. Big exhales. Releasing any tensions. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just let it go. Inhale up. Last one. And then inhale, reach up, shoulders down your back, come up onto your toes, find your balance. Holding here. Raise your cheekbones. Lower yourself down. Exhale, bring your hands to your sides. Let yourself come forward so that your spine is parallel. Draw the belly in. Reach your arms kind of out at like a 45-degree angle. Tone the belly. And then see if you can lift the heels off the floor. So your knees are going to bend a little bit into a diver position. Breathing here. And then inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to a flat back and lengthen. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, step your right leg back into a lunge. Reaching through the heel, take a full round of breath here. You might need to tent the fingers, and that's fine. And then on your next exhale, step back to downward dog. Bend the knees a little, really lengthen through the tailbone. Nice full breath into the back body. Big exhale, let the neck relax. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Top of a push-up, draw the navel into the spine, shoulders down your back. Hold here for a breath, reaching from the heels through the crown of the head. And on the next exhale, lower yourself down to the mat. Try to keep your elbows in, but feel free to lower the knees, then the torso. Point the toes, draw the navel to the spine, elbows back. Inhale, come up to a little baby cobra. Nice full breath. Lead with the heart center. Imagine fueling that inner fire, that inner flame. On your next exhale, tuck back to downward dog. Lift the hips high. Feel free to come through table. Pause here, draw the shoulders down your back, nice long spine, full breath. And then inhale, bring the right leg straight behind you. Exhale, drop forward into a lunge. Inhale, bring the left leg forward, ground down the feet, let your head come towards the floor on the exhale. Inhale up to a flat back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, the heart center. Thanks. Release your hands down to your sides. Let yourself hinge forward at the hips, leveling the torso to the floor. So you're looking kind of a little in front of you on your mat. And then see if you can lift the heels up, reach through the fingertips, a little diver position here. Finding a little balance in a position we don't normally go into. Just like we were saying, we're finding ourselves in positions we don't normally go into or things we didn't expect we would be doing. Lower the heels down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to a flat back and lengthen. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, step the left leg back into a lunge. And pause here, reach the heel through the heel and the crown of the head, stretching in opposite directions, taking a full round of breath. And then on the next exhale, step the right foot back to downward dog. Draw the shoulders down your back, find your positioning, grounding your hands and the feet to the floor. Nice full round of breath here. And on the next inhale, tone the belly, come forward to a plank, shoulders right over the wrists. Lengthen from the heels through the crown of the head. Draw the navel into the spine. Holding here for a full breath. And then exhale, lower down. Feel free to lower the knees, then the torso. Coming to the floor, point the toes, draw the shoulders back, tone the belly. Inhale, come up to baby cobra. Think of leading, drawing the hands back so you're reaching forward with the sternum. Taking a full round of breath here into your heart center. And then on the next exhale, push back to downward dog. Feel free to go through table and then into your downward dog. Shoulders down your back again. Ground the hands into the floor. Let the neck relax on the exhale. On your next inhale, lift the left leg straight behind you. Exhale, drop forward into a lunge. Inhale, bring the right leg forward. Ground down the feet. Let your head come towards the floor. Inhale, up to a flat back. Lengthen. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, the heart center. Bring your hands on your hips and shift your weight into your right foot. Bring the heel of your left foot to your ankle. The thigh, feel the kneecap lift up. Tone the belly and the pelvic floor. Reach up through the crown of the head, shoulders down your back. When you feel ready, bring your foot up into your tree pose, your Vrksasana. Finding that balance, focusing on something not moving. Bring your hands to your heart center. And when you're ready, raise your arms up overhead and roll your shoulders down your back. Reach up through the fingertips. Raise your cheekbones. Think about all those spring blossoms that are about to come out, the leaves budding soon. And then exhale, lower the hands down and inhale them back up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Open your arms, shoulders down your back. Keep your hands high. Tone the belly. Bring the knee forward. And then see if you can gently step it back into your high lunge. So coming onto the ball of your foot and back, and adjust yourself so your right knee is over the ankle and your foot is pointing forward. Draw the feet together. They're not really going to move on the mat, but you're going to feel the action of the inner thighs working here. Tone the navel to the spine. Lift your gaze a little bit and smile. And then bring your hands out in front of you. Turn your palms away. Take the left hand on over the right. Clasp the hands and draw the hands up, shoulders down your back. Draw the low ribs and belly in. Maybe you can bring the hands back just a little bit here into a little bit of a crescent lunge. Raise your cheekbones. And then release the hands and come into a twist. Right hand on the hip, left hand on the knee. Draw the feet together to help hold you stable here. Look over that right shoulder. Breathing here. And then inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands on the mat, step back to downward dog. Inhale, forward to a plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Tone the belly, inhale, baby cobra, shoulders down your back. Exhale, tuck your toes, hips high, downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg right behind you. Exhale, ground on your feet. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale to heart center. Thanks. Shift your weight into your left foot. Bring the heel of your right foot to your ankle. Ground down again, kind of gripping the floor like you're lifting your arch. Contract the thigh, tone the belly, reach up through the crown of the head. When you're feeling stable, bring that right foot off the floor into your tree. And if you want to come high, bring it above the knee, not pushing into the knee. So either position is fine. Bring the hands to heart center and reach up, shoulders down your back, open up your branches. Raise your cheekbones, thinking of that spring sunshine coming our way. And exhale, lower the hands down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Open up the arms, roll the shoulders down your back. Bring the knee in front of you. Tone the belly and gently step back into high lunge. And it might take a couple steps, and that's okay. Find your positioning. Take a look down. Your knees right over the ankle and your foot in front is pointing forward. Breathing here. Lift your gaze a little. And then bring your arms out in front of you. Turn the palms away. Take the right hand over the left. Clasp the hands. Bring them up overhead. Roll the shoulders down your back. Draw the low ribs in. Look up a little bit. See if you can bring the hands back into just a little bit of a crescent lunge. Remember to draw the feet together to help with your stability. Release the hands, and on your exhale, take the left hand on the hip, right hand on the knee. Draw the feet together. Tone the belly again. Look over the shoulder. That drawing in of the base really helps to keep our balance in the twist. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands on the mat, step back to downward dog. Inhale, forward to a plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, hips high, downward dog. Inhale, lift the left leg straight behind you. Exhale, drop forward to a lunge. Inhale, bring the right leg forward, ground down your feet. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, heart center. Nice. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, step the right leg back into a lunge. Draw the feet together. Tone the belly. Inhale, raise the arms up. Feel free to use your hands on your knee if that's helpful. Inhale up, shoulders down the back. Draw the feet together. Breathing here in your lunge. Exhale, reach out over the front leg. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Inhale up. On your next exhale, turn your back foot parallel to the back of the mat, coming into your warrior two. So your back foot, you arch the back foot, the heel of the front foot line up, and you make sure the knee is right over the ankle here. So you're avoiding letting it roll in. Hold it out. Lengthen through the spine, tailbone to the floor, head up to the ceiling, look out over your fingertips. Breathing here. Release your hands behind your back. See if you can clasp them, tone the belly, roll the shoulders down your back. Look over your front leg out in front of you, but breathing into the heart center. Again, imagining that inner light, helping it to shine bright. Release the hands coming out to your sides. Exhale, take the right hand on your thigh, left hand comes up, look up at your palm. Take a nice big breath here. And then inhale, arms up. Straighten the front leg and pivot your foot. So now your feet are parallel. They're facing the side of your mat. Inhale, tall. Exhale, let yourself hinge forward at the hips. Bringing your hands down to the floor. If they don't come to the floor, you could bring a block here, or you could bring a chair or a couch or anything. You could move yourself closer to something. So you have your hands on something so that you can tone the belly, lengthen through the crown of the head. Kind of coming into a flat back here. Notice where your weight is on your feet. Kind of shift it back into your heels a little bit. Your bottom sticks out, and then bring it forward. Feel it more in the toes. And then find that place where it's even between the heels and the toes. And then lengthen one more time through the spine. Exhale, let yourself fold forward. Feel free to have a little bend in the knees if that helps you release the low back a little more. And take a few breaths here into your back body. Notice maybe your first breath just feels like you expand behind the shoulder blades. See if on the next breath you can bring that expansion to behind the shoulder blades, the mid back. Maybe you can even feel it expand all the way into the pelvis. And then on your exhale, allow your head to release more to the floor. And again, feel free to have some bend in the knees if that helps to release the low back more. And then ground down the feet. Inhale, come back up to a flat back. Keep the right hand on the floor. And then on your exhale, reach up with your left hand, look up to the left. And see if you can roll both shoulder blades down your back so you're open up through the collarbone, holding here in the twist. Inhale, lengthen through the fingertips. On the exhale this time, draw the belly in, reach your hand under the shoulder, tone the belly. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, reach under, draw the belly in as you reach over to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, reach under. Inhale up. And hold here again. Roll the shoulders down your back. Reach the fingertips long. And then exhale, lower the hand down. Bend the knees. Inhale, hinge up at the hips. Pivot your front foot forward. Bend into the knee. Bring the hands on the mat. Step back to downward dog. Push the hips high. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, lower down. Point the toes, shoulders down your back. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push the hips high, downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg straight behind you. Exhale, drop forward to a lunge. Inhale, bring the left leg forward, ground down the feet. Inhale, come up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, the heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the left leg behind you. Draw the feet together, tone the belly, lengthen your spine. Inhale, rise up to your lunge. Feel free to put your hands on the knee if that's helpful. Rise up here, draw the feet together. So you kind of feel that scissor action of drawing the right foot towards the left. Take a look that you are right over the ankle in front. Breathing here. And then reach out over your front leg on the exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, reach out. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up, and then exhale, open up into your warrior two. Take a look at your alignment. Your left foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Right foot is pointing forward. Knee right over the ankle. Ground down the feet and draw them together. Tone the belly, lengthen the spine here. Release the hands behind the back and roll the shoulders down your back. You're lifting through the sternum, but keeping the low belly toned. Take a few nice big breaths into your heart center. Maybe you want to reach your hands away from your bottom. Just see how that feels. If this is uncomfortable and you can't reach, you can also use a strap behind your hands or a shirt or anything, a towel. And then release your hands, come back to your warrior two. And on your exhale, take your left hand on your thigh, raise up the right hand, leaning back over that back leg. A little bit of a side bend here. And then inhale, arms up. Pivot the right foot so it's parallel to the left foot. And now you're sideways on your mat. Inhale, tall. Exhale, let yourself hinge forward. Again, you could use a block here or some books or a chair, or bring your hands onto the mat. Shift the weight again back into the heels and kind of move it forward so it's more into the toes. Find that place where you feel even balance between the heels and the toes. And then inhale, lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, let yourself hinge forward into your forward fold. And take notice of how your low back feels. Notice if it would feel more comfortable to have a little bend in the knees. Do what your body's asking for now. And take some nice big breaths into your back body. Maybe you want to clasp your hands behind your back and let your hands come over, away from your bottom towards the floor. Maybe that feels like too much of a stretch and you just want to support yourself and let yourself relax. Whichever option you choose, try to let the exhales be releasing, lengthening the spine. Take one more breath here. Release the hands down onto the mat and lift back up into a flat back. Tone the belly, keep the left hand on the mat, and then on your exhale, raise up the right hand. Roll the shoulders down your back and come lengthening the spine here as you're going into the twist. Inhale, reach up. On the exhale, tuck your hand under, reach long to the left side, tone the belly. Inhale, raise the arm up. Exhale, reach under. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tuck under. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tuck under. Inhale, reach up here and hold. And as you do, again, notice the lower shoulder. See if you can draw it down your back, reaching the fingertips apart. And then exhale, lower the hand down, bend the knees. Inhale, hinge up at the hips. Pivot your right foot forward and bring your hands onto the mat. Step back to downward dog. Push your hips high. Inhale, forward to a plank. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Point your toes, draw the belly in. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, hips high, downward dog. Inhale, bring the left leg straight behind you. Exhale, drop forward to a lunge. Inhale, bring the right leg forward, ground down your feet. Inhale, come up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, the heart center. Take a moment here to just pause, close your eyes, and just kind of check in with your body and your mind. And come back to that idea of fueling that flame, breathing into your heart center. And then open your eyes, inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit back into your Utkatasana. If your feet are hip distance apart, widen them a little bit. Tone the belly, lengthen through the tailbone. Feel the weight in the heels, but your toes are grounding into the floor. Breathing here, finding your strength. Bring your arms out to your sides, palms facing up. And then inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, the heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the right leg back into a lunge. And here it might be a place that you want a block under this right hand or some books. But as you're in your lunge, reaching through your heel, notice this left hip. It might want to be pushing out to the side. So draw it in and try to imagine your hip points leveling to the mat and squaring up to the front of the mat. Reach from your heel through the crown of your head. And on your next exhale, take your left hand onto your hip. Roll your shoulder down your back. You're still reaching the heel away from the head. And then if you'd like to go further into the twist, raise up the left hand, palm facing the direction you're facing. Reach up through the fingertips. On your exhale, lower your hand down to the mat and circle it forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, circle it back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, circle it back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your forearm onto your thigh. Spin your back foot parallel to the mat. Stack your shoulders. And then raise up the right arm. Ground down the back foot. Reach long through the crown of the head. Try to keep your body in a nice long plane. And on your exhale, circle the hand down towards the floor. Draw the belly in as you reach your hand towards the floor. Inhale it up. Exhale, circling down. You can let the shoulder roll right down in. You'll feel how the whole torso can be involved in this. Inhale up. You may even want to follow your hand with your gaze. Circle through one more time. And then raise your hand up on top here. Pinwheel your hands down onto the mat and lower your back knee onto the mat. And walk your foot out just a little bit to the outside of your hand. And you, again, you might be up on tented fingers here. And tone the belly, lengthen through the crown of the head. And see if you can let yourself just come forward a little bit here, bending the elbows. Keeping the knee in for breath. And then lift the big toe off the mat and let the knee come out to the side. So you're keeping the knee and toe in line, toning the belly, reaching long through the crown of the head. And if it feels okay and you want to lower yourself down to get more of a stretch, feel free to do that. You can come onto your elbows. But it's also fine to stay up high wherever you're at. Breathing here and keeping the toes flexed to help protect the knee. And now walk your hands over to the right a little bit and take your left arm, stretch it away from that right hip. Breathe into that, or excuse me, from the left hip. Breathe into the left side body here. And then walk yourself back to center. Come up onto your arms and just bring the foot back behind you. And tuck the back toes, lift the hips high, come into your downward dog, pedal it out a little. Lift the right foot straight behind you and exhale, drop forward into a lunge. And find your positioning. Adjust yourself however you need to get the knee directly over the ankle. And again, take that right hip, it might be pushing out to the side, draw it in, square the hip points to the floor and to the front of your mat. Reach through your back heel and through the crown of your head. Take the left hand on the mat under your shoulder. And again, you can put a block there if you like, or a book. Raise up the right hand. Roll the shoulders down your back. Think of lengthening from that heel to the crown of the head. Exhale, lower the hand down. Inhale, draw it up overhead. Exhale, circle it down. Follow your gaze, your hand with your gaze. Exhale back one more time. Inhale all the way up. And then exhale, bring your forearm onto that front thigh. Spin your back foot so it's parallel to the back of the mat. Stack your shoulders, one over the other. Raise up the left arm. Ground down the back foot, tone the belly, reach the head away from the heel. And then exhale, circle your hand down by your hip. Let it come down towards the floor. The shoulder rolls in. Inhale it up. Follow your hand with your gaze. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. And then exhale, pinwheel the hands onto the mat. Lower your back knee. And then kind of walk the foot out a little bit. So you bring your hand to the inside of it. And you can let yourself lower into the pose a little bit, opening up the hip here, breathing into it, keeping the knee towards the shoulder. And then flex the toes and let the big toe come off the mat and the knee comes out to the side a little bit more, opening up here. And you can stay right here. If it feels okay to come down, you could come down lower onto your elbows, but only if that's okay with the knee and the hip. You're keeping those toes flexed to protect the knee. And then see if you can walk your hands or your elbows over to the left side. Take the right arm and reach it long away from the right hip. Breathing here. Into that side body, opening it up. Walk your hands back over and then bring the foot behind you into your tabletop. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, push the hips over to the left side. Circle them down towards the heels and do a few hip circles here. You can do them as big or small as feels good. It might be nice to just close the eyes and just notice how all the joints are feeling. And then circle through and switch directions. And then come on up and kind of walk yourself back and bring your feet out in front of you. And stretch the legs long. Flex the toes, draw them back. And bend your right knee and bring the sole of your foot to the inside of your thigh. Turn yourself towards the extended leg. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, reach out over that extended leg. Maybe your hands only come to your shin. Maybe they come to your ankle or your toes. Wherever they are, tone the belly, lengthen through the crown of the head. Pay attention to what the low back is telling you. And if it feels good to go deeper in the fold, feel free to do that. If your low back is not happy with that, lengthen up a little bit, tone the belly, reach the head away. You don't have to fold forward so far to get a nice stretch in the back of the leg and not overextend the back. Inhale up. Raise the arms up overhead. Exhale, take the left hand onto the right knee, keep the right hand behind you. Ground down into the floor behind you. Reach up through the crown of the head. Exhale, go a little deeper into the twist. And then one more breath here. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, this time take the right hand onto the left leg. Take the left hand behind you. Push into the floor, lengthen up, look the opposite direction. Keep the toes of the left foot flexed. And then come back to center. Switch legs, stretch out the right leg, bring the left leg in. And so the foot is up against the thigh. Inhale tall, reach up. Exhale, breathe in here. And then inhale and come up, arms up overhead. Exhale, take the right hand onto the left knee, left hand behind you. Gently use that hand behind you to lift up through the crown of the head on the inhale. Exhale, see if you can explore a little more depth gently in the twist. And then inhale, come back to center, raise the arms up. Keep the toes flexed of the right foot, and exhale, take the left hand onto the right leg. The right hand behind you, look over the shoulder, twisting in the opposite direction. And then inhale, come back to center, and lay yourself long on your mat, and hug the knees into the chest a little, rock yourself side to side. Let your feet come down onto the mat with bent knees. Let your arms go out to the sides. Inhale, find length in the spine, and exhale, let the knees fold over to one side. Maybe you pause at the end of the breath. And then as you inhale, come back through center and let the knees come over to the other side. And flow back and forth a few times. Just stretching out the hips, stretching out the low back. It doesn't have to be a lot of effort into this, just kind of letting gravity help pull you into the twist a little. And then after you've done each side one more time, hug your knees into your chest. Maybe circle them around a little bit and lay yourself long on your mat. So come into your Shavasana. Adjust yourself if you need to. Find something if you want under your knees. And take a moment to squeeze your hands and feet. Flex your fingers and toes wide. Roll your ankles and wrists around. And release the palms facing up to the sky. Ground both the arms and the legs. Squeeze all the muscles for a moment and release and relax them. And let the knees and toes turn out. Adjust your hips and shoulders and spine. Finding a comfortable place. Take a nice full breath and just let it release gently on the exhale. Swallow once or twice. Gently rock your head from side to side. Squeeze your face tight like you sucked on something sour, and then open your mouth wide, stretch your jaw, lift your eyebrows, maybe even stick out your tongue. On the exhale, doing a little lion's breath. And then allow your body to soften, being supported by your mat. Take a moment to do a little body scan, noticing if anything is still holding on. Allow it the opportunity to just relax and rest. And bring your attention back to your breath. And notice the inhales coming in, and imagine that little inner flame in your heart center, allowing that to illuminate and brighten with each inhale. And imagine that your exhales shine that light and that love and that joy out to those around you or those far away from you who you hold close in your heart. Just imagine that flame growing a little brighter with each inhale. Feel the comfort and the support and the familiarity of your own mat in your home. Reminding yourself of the safety and security that you have here. Allow a little length to your breath and a little life to your fingers and toes, wiggling them around. Stretch your arms long overhead and take a nice big deep breath into your heart center. And on your exhale, roll over to your right side. Use your arm like a pillow to support your head for a breath or two. And slowly work your way up to a seated position with your eyes closed. As you come to your seat, take a moment to just observe your breath and your body and your mind. And remember, you can come back to this by coming back to your breath at any time. And also remind yourself to do your best, to try your best. But territory, and sometimes we don't make the best choices, or we don't always act the best, but we can be giving and kind to ourselves so we can shine that out to those around us. Bring your hands to your heart center, and I invite you to chant the sound of Om with me one time. Take a full exhale and a deep, joyful inhale. Om. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today and all of us. I'm going to come forward and unmute everyone so that if anyone would like to say hello, chat, or whatever for a moment, feel free to do so. And hold on a moment, I'm going to just end the recording. There we go.